Uh, the Northeast Ohio Regional Airport was awarded the Airport of the Year by the Ohio Aviation Association on April 22nd in Columbus, Ohio. And the recommendation came from Andy Dahl of ODOT, and it was in his opinion that the airport authority acted aggressively on an airport inspection that was conducted late last summer. There were safety discrepancies, which the authority aggressively corrected, both in terms of taking down tree obstructions, grading to foundations of nav aids, and other items such as missing runway lights. So it was based on our performance to respond to that inspection that he made his recommendation that the airport received the award.
And out of how many airports are we talking about here?
There's 104 publicly owned airports in the state of Ohio, and those are the airports that we were competing against.
Now, you're also looking at an expansion here, correct? That should get started maybe next year?
Well, we prefer to call it a runway shift.
Okay.
Basically, there's three elements to the project that we're involved in. One is the replacement of the existing runway, which is approximately 5,200 feet long, 100 foot wide, to base. That surface is approximately rolling up on 50 years old, and it's in poor condition. The runway shift, which has been termed an expansion, is really done for the purposes of avoiding wetlands on the east end of the runway. The FAA would rather purchase additional asphalt, 700 feet in this case, on the west end of the runway to avoid interfering with the wetlands on the east end of the runway. Wetland credits cost about approximately $35,000 an acre. So the runway shift minimizes the impact on the wetlands and gives us asphalt, which is beneficial for safety at the airport. The third element in the project is what is termed a runway safety area. And basically it's a dog bone overrun area that is on the perimeter of the runway, both sides, as well as an extension off both ends of the runway. And that is to provide a margin of safety in case there's an overrun incident at the airport. The idea is that the aircraft will come to a halt without occurring any injuries to the passengers aboard the aircraft. The runway safety areas come in different forms. At Burke Lakefront and at Cleveland Hopkins, they have what they call EMAS, which is a crushable form of concrete. In our case, it will just be a graded, maintained runway safety area, basically grass. Mm-hmm. The runway will be longer. It'll be, in its final configuration, approximately 6,000 feet long. It'll have a displaced threshold, however, on the east end of the runway.
And what does that compare to what it is now?
Approximately, our runway is just over 5,100 feet long. So for especially our jet customers, and that is the intent of all of our efforts here to keep the airport jet capable, any additional runway length is important to any operator of jet aircraft coming in and out of the airport. So it makes us a more attractive facility for jet clients.
So you could attract more customers that way as well?
Well, it's always a policy decision about evaluating an airport, but the longer the runway, that is always viewed upon as favorable in terms of a pilot's evaluation of any airport. The project is about $8.5 million. Of that, 90% it would be funded by the FAA. 10% would be a local match requirement. And of the 10% local match, there is currently a trust that's been created for the benefit of the airport. It's called the Ashtabula County Capital Expenditures Trust. And in that trust, there are sufficient funds to cover the local match requirement. So in essence, the project currently is fully funded. However, in doing so, we would come close to depleting the aviation trust. That was not the intent when it was created. So we are actively looking for additional grants, state, federal, to help reduce the impact on the local match requirement so that the expenditures trust can continue into the future. We have people that we can talk about. One would be Love's Travel Center. Love's has provided letters of support for the airport. They just recently sent us one and will become part of our financial plan to the FAA, looking for discretionary FAA funding. We have had a customer late last week, came in on a Learjet, went out and visited 4 retail establishments that they operate in the county, came back, bought fuel, and left. So
All in one day?
all in one day. And in fact, Love's comes in on a Learjet. They may make 5 stops in one day with a contingency of people, 4 or 5 people.
So they fly in here, go to Conneaut, come back, fly out, go someplace else, fly out.
That's correct. We had another retailer that was looking at locating in the county. They flew from Gulf Shores, Alabama, flew here, did a site inspection, and flew on to Chicago. So it's all about jobs, lower right-hand corner. Whatever we can do to make the airport a viable catalyst for economic development, that's what we're trying to do here. Hangar situation is we have 3 new hangars that were built in 2005. They were built at a cost of about $1.4 million on a 30-year loan from the U.S. Department of Agriculture. We have 2 older hangar rows that were built in the late 70s, and we do have vacancies at the airport. The board has recently authorized Michael Baker, our airport engineer, to do a study of all the structures on the airport and provide a recommendation as to whether we should continue to maintain the old hangar rows or if it would be more economical to disband them, demolish them, and consolidate our hangar tenants into the newer hangars.
Mm-hmm. What other ways do you make income here besides the hangars?
Our revenue streams are basically hangar rentals, fuel sales, we get a small amount from catering, and we do also receive an allocation from the county commissioners for 2014. That'll be $95,000.
Catering?
Yes. For our jet clients,
Oh.
they ask for lunches, snacks, drinks, and we meet those needs. I'd like to state that where we are today, the success that we've had to date, is a result of a team effort by a group of dedicated citizens who volunteer their time to serve on the Airport Authority Board, dedicated staff that maintain, do the snow plowing, mow the grass, keep the books at the airport, and also our professional service providers, Michael Baker, Andrew Zampanius, and Randall Wiedemann's firm for the business marketing aspect of our business. It is really truly the team effort that has taken us to this point.
Yeah, a while ago things weren't too good at the airport, right? I mean, they have improved.
They have improved. There continues to be challenges, and we're going to meet the challenge and make sure there is an airport here 50 years from now. I am a private pilot. I have an instrument rating with a seaplane endorsement. I do it strictly for pleasure. I've had a lifelong interest in aviation, and it's been my good fortune to have the opportunity to lead this great team out here.